Well, now let us discuss the final representation. It's a bit complicated, so you need to understand it step by step. This is a graph which is known as mixed graph, or sometimes we call it as radar graph. So what you can see in this graph, that different years are represent, like 2007, 2008, 2009, 10, 11, 12. So these 6 different years have been represented by this graph. Not only that, you have the number of students in 2 different universities. So the number of students, they are separated like 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. All are in 1000. And you can notice that one circular marking is there and one triangular marking is there. The circular marking represents University 1, triangular marking represents University 2. So now suppose, like if you consider this vertical line and the circular marking which is in the upper part of the vertical line, you can see that it is lying on the hexagon which is represented by the number 10. That means in the year 2007, in University 1, the number of students was 10,000. So as the vertical line is coinciding with 2007, I am talking about the upper part of the line. It is coinciding with 2007. So that is the year 2007. Now the circular marking represents University 1. So that means I am talking about the number of students in University 1 in the year 2007. And that marking is lying on the hexagon which is represented by the number 10. So that is the number of students. So 10,000 is the number of students in University 1 in the year 2007. So that's the way you have to interpret this radar graph. So now let us start solving the questions. The first one, what was the difference between the number of students in University 1 in the year 2010 and the number of students in University 2 in the year 2012? Now refer to this radar graph. So University 1 will be represented by the circular marking. So 2010, so that marking for 2010, the circular marking is on the hexagon represented by the number 20. That means number of students in University 1 in 2010 is 20,000. Now for University 2, you have to choose the triangular marking. Now for 2012, the triangular marking is on the hexagon represented by the number 20. So that means the number of students in University 2 in 2012 is 20,000. So what is the difference? There is no difference. So the difference is 0. That means option A is the right option. Next question. What is the sum of the number of students in University 1 in the year 2007 and the number of students in University 2 in the year 2011 together? So the first one, University 1 means circular marking. Year 2007. So it is that marking for 2007, the circular marking is lying on the hexagon represented by 10. So that means the number of students in University 1 in 2007 is 10,000. Then the triangular mark which represents University 2 for the year 2011 is lying on the hexagon represented by the number 30. So it means number of students in University 2 in 2011 is 30,000. So what is the required sum? 10,000 plus 30,000, that is 40,000. That means option E is the correct one. Next one. if 25% of the students in University 2 in the year 2010 were females, what was the number of male students in the University 2 in the same year? Now 25% students were female, so that means 75% students they were male. So you can do it like in 2010 number of students in University 2 was 15,000. Why? Because that triangular mark for 2010 is lying on the hexagon represented by 15. So the number of students in University 2 in 2010 was 15,000. Now 25% of this 15,000 students were female. So number of female students were 3,750, that is 25% of 15,000. So number of male students 15,000 minus 3,750, that is 11,250. So it means that the option A is the right option. Next problem. What was the percent increase in the number of students in University 1 in the year 2011 as compared to the previous year? So number of students in University 1 in 2011 is 25,000. Why? Because it is lying on 25 hexagon, like the hexagon which is represented by 25. And the number of students in University 1 in 2010 is 20,000. So what is the percentage? The percentage is 25,000 minus 20,000 by 20,000 into 100. If you calculate, you will get 25%. So the percentage increase is 25%. So that means option D is the right option. Next, in which year was the difference between the number of students in University 1 and the number of students in University 2 highest? So again, like the method which I told, that the logical method to pick the right option, you can use that, or if you solve it traditionally, you can find it out. Like the difference between the students of University 1 and University 2 in 2007. So if you calculate, you will get 20,000 minus 10,000, that is 10,000. The same thing you will be doing for 2008, you will get 10,000. For 2009, you will get 10,000. For 2010, you will get 5,000. For 2011, you will get 5,000, and 2012, you will get 15,000. So if you compare all these results, so definitely 15,000 is the greatest. So that means, or like 15,000 is the highest. So it means that 2012 must be the right option. Okay, so that's the thing. In that way you can find the answer, or else if you refer to this radar graph, there you will see the gap between this triangular marking and the circular marking for the particular year. So then you compare all this graph. Now if you compare all this gap, what you can see for 2008, 2009, 2010, so these are not like, it's not too big. For 2008 it's only 2008 it is only 10,000. For 2009 it is only 10,000. Now 2010 is only one unit gap, that is 5,000. For 2011 again 1 unit gap, that is 5,000. But for 2012 what you can see, the 3 units gap. So that means 3 into 5,000, 15,000 is the gap. So it means that the difference, the required difference is 15,000, and that is highest in the year 2012. So that's all about this data interpretation. We have completely discussed different forms of representations like data table, bar chart, pie chart, line graph, radar graph or mixed graph. And we have seen that how the questions are asked based on these different representations, and also we have learned that how to use those informations in order to answer the questions. So, and for that, what you have seen, maximum times they are asking the questions to calculate average, to calculate percentage, ratios and all. So these are the informations, these are the mathematical techniques which you need to remember very carefully and be very fast while solving the questions. So that's all. Thank you so much.